Well, welcome to today's show. We're still in South Africa with Avula safaris. Y'all come along because you just never know what we might get into.
Train a coon dog to run. Told me, son, never take more than what you need, and always live your life by the hunter's creed. Boy, don't take that shot unless you're sure it's going down. Boys, you know this dog will hunt.
First off, we're going to tag along with Brandon. He's after a water buck with his bow, and that's a pretty hard deal to seal right there out here where we are. Everything's pretty much wide open, and it's really hard to get a good stalk on anything.
All right, guys, we've been on the mountain since daylight this morning. We're chasing water buck and kudu. We've got a pretty water buck, just a couple, 300, 400, 500 yards ahead. He's really nervous though, so we're just going to keep working these ridges and see if we can't get it done with a bow. Stay tuned.
Now they get on a couple really nice water buck here, and they're following these water buck over, and they get over the hill, and Brandon follows in behind them, and he runs up on a pretty big surprise when he gets over there and gets close to these water buck. Now this big white rhino, he is in between Brandon and his two water bucks. The water buck has went over and bedded down, and this rhino is just making it impossible for Brandon to get close enough.
Well guys, that's been awesome. We had an awesome stalk, had two water bucks, had them bedded down. We started easing in, had the wind in our favor, come around the rocks, and as soon as we did, the white rhino was like 18 yards, and we had to back up, come back around the rocks, and to let the rhino pass by. One time it's probably like 13 yards to see a white rhino out here just with a bow and arrow. It's pretty intense. But anyways, we cleared them, got up to the bush. The water buck apparently was looking at the rhino. They got up, they started scanning, seeing the rhino. We was within 45 yards at one point, and I don't know. We was behind the bush. I don't know if they spooked because of the rhino or knowed something wasn't right. But wow, what a stalk. We've covered over probably 3.5 miles today. We left at daylight, and we've given it everything we've got. And to do it out here in the plains, and to do this plains game, and to do it with a bow, and do spot and stalk with no blinds, no stands, over no watering holes, it has been tough, very tough. I was fortunate enough to get a red ledgeway. But it's awesome, guys, and that's what hunting's all about. Stick with us.
Now guys, as Brandon mentioned, he did harvest a really beautiful red ledgeway with his bow. They were after this thing for all morning, stalking it, trying to get close enough. They finally got close enough for Brandon to make a shot, and we're going to show you a little bit of that. All right, guys, we
as you seen earlier, we just got a great shot on a beautiful red lechway with a bow. We had been stalking this guy coming up, and finally got an opportunity at about, I don't know, 34 yards, I think it was. But anyway, something happened, and I actually shot for 41. I don't know if I misranged the animal, but moral of the story, I hit the animal high, and we found very little blood, but we kept pushing. And as you can see behind me in the background, he went up on the ridge and come back down, and we found blood again down here in the meadow, and we just kept working, and sure enough, we spotted using our German precision optics, and we finally seen his tips of his horns coming up out of the brush, and he had bedded down, and we was able to slip in on him with the wind in our favor, and we was able to get a second shot on him. And so we did get the animal, we put a second shot, so let's go check him out. All right, y'all, well, here he is, our beautiful red lechway in South Africa with Avula safaris. Like I mentioned, we did have to track him up and find him and seen his horns and put a second shot in him. But here he is. Once it's all said and done, we give it everything we got. And the trackers here and the guides are just, the PHs are amazing. Without them, we'd have never found this animal. And I just can't thank everybody enough that's been behind this trip so far. Nancy Delfino, all of our sponsors, Martin Archery for the bow. Made a great shot. It's just probably my era. Hit high. You know, this is a big animal, and that's what it is. Sometimes that happens in life. But we was able to get it done, and it's just a beautiful animal, and we're glad to be here. And just thank you for watching Trophy Room Adventures TV.
Now, when we make our shows, we try our best to show you exactly what happens. We don't try to make up a bunch of stuff and make it look like something it's not. And if you've ever bow hunted, if you bow hunt long enough, you will make less than a perfect shot, I promise you. Brandon stayed on this thing. They got it done. He was able to harvest this red lechway, and everything turned out perfect. As Will Primo says, this ain't Hollywood. Now Brandon's back on the hunt. He's back after a water buck. This time, he's carrying his bow and his rifle, just in case. You know, our hunt over here is winding down. They spot a really nice water buck. It's about 250 yards away. And Brandon decides that it's time to put one on the wall with the Kimber and the GPO optics.
Perfect shot, just give it. Just keep it working.
All right. And look what a water buck, guys. Days of hiking. I mean, just holy smokes. Look at that, man. Look at that. Awesome. Guys, that is an amazing deal right there. Avula safaris, 2 days, probably 15, 16 miles, guys. PHs have just been unreal. We've laid with it every day. I mean, a lot of hard work. I'm just kind of speechless right now. Well, here he is, the beautiful water buck. We've been working hard. We've had 2.5 days invested in him or a kudu. We've been on, had our boots on the ground. We've got, I don't know, probably like 15 to 16 miles, and we have had backpacks just getting after it. And guys, this is just truly amazing. If you want to know what Africa's about, just contact us or Avula Safaris. They have been nothing but great. The guides here and the PHs, Bobby and Tony, have just worked so hard for me to get this water buck this morning, and we have put in the time. So it's just a great opportunity. We thought we was going to lose him this morning. He got turned before we could get a shot, come back around the ridge, and we crossed over a big rock pile, and sure enough, there he was in the bottom. Was able to make a great shot. So we'd just like to thank everybody that's been involved with this, all of our sponsors, all of our fans that continue to follow us. And just continue to follow us, guys, and give us a like on Instagram, Facebook, and we'd like to thank you for watching Trophy Room Adventures TV.
Now, you know, the Murphys, they had an awesome trip with us over here to South Africa. They were able to harvest some beautiful animals, had a wonderful time, and they even celebrated Bryson's 8th birthday while they were over here in South Africa. Now, what better way to celebrate your birthday than getting a Gims buck as a present from your grandmother?
She went down.
Cheers. What a birthday present.
Yeah.
Well done, my man.
What a birthday present.
Just laid the smack down on that Gims buck, guys.
Tell everybody how hard you've worked for that.
We've been working for this Gims buck for a long time. We went over the mountains, and we've been working for it, and we finally got it on my birthday. Guys, we've been working for this animal for a long time, and we've went over the mountaintops, and we finally just got a great Gims buck out here in the field. And thank you, Avula Safaris, for doing this for me, and thank you for helping me get it.
What a birthday present it must be for you. Happy birthday. I know it's a bit late, delayed, but congrats. What a present.
Now, Bryson, he really did have to work hard for this Gims buck. It's not as easy as it looks here on the TV. He probably hiked 3 or 4 miles for this thing, up and over the mountains and down in the valleys, and persistence pays off, and he was finally rewarded. Well, now let's go along with my wife, Kathy. And now ever since we decided to take this trip to South Africa, she has really wanted to harvest a zebra. Now my wife, she's an excellent shot. She can probably shoot better than me. But for whatever reason, this zebra was her nemesis. It was amazing. And y'all just take a look at what all she had to go through here to try to harvest a zebra.
Walking away.
Yeah, there he's standing again. He's looking at us.
And how far did you say?
300 yards.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
Nope. Just move my finger down there. This.
He's standing again. You can shoot.
That's one miss. On to the next encounter.
That's it when he turns. Does he? Okay, you can take the shot.
That's 2. Now, these are all separate encounters with different zebra, and it's amazing. She's been after this thing all week, and I don't know. It just don't look like it's gonna happen. On to the next encounter.
Stop now. Okay. Between the legs.
Well, evidently 3rd time's not always the charm. Week's winding down. On to the next encounter. finally, she makes an awesome shot on this zebra, and she couldn't be any happier.
Mary. Smile, come on. Smile.
We have chased and chased and chased for
Zebra.
Thank you for being patient with me.
It's my job. I'm just happy you're glad. I can see the tears.
We're here with Avula Safaris. We have finally got a zebra. We have chased, we have stalked, we have chased, we have shot and missed. Finally, we got this big boy down.
Now, hunters and outfitters are always getting a bad rap from the anti-hunters. What they just don't seem to understand is that without our efforts, without our monies that we're putting into this, these animals that we are out here hunting and that they're trying to protect would be in so much worse shape. It's our money and our conservation efforts that take care of these animals that they complain so much about us hunting. Take, for example, the white rhino. If it wasn't for hunters and outfitters in South Africa protecting and taking care of these animals, they most certainly would be gone by now. White rhinos were thought to be extinct in the late 19th century. But in 1895, a small population of less than 100 rhinos was discovered in South Africa. After more than a century of protection and management, there is now estimated to be between 19 and 21,000 white rhinos that exist in protected areas and private game reserves owned and operated by hunters and outfitters. It's places like we got to visit here in South Africa that not only have rhinos, but they protect them from poachers round the clock with armed security. Now they're protecting these animals, spending their hard-earned money and time and risking their lives in some cases to protect these animals, not so we can come over here and hunt them, take them back home, put them on the wall for a trophy. But they are protecting these animals so that they will be here for generations to come, so that our kids and our grandkids will be able to enjoy the beauty of these magnificent creatures. So now the next time someone's giving you a hard time about being a hunter, just remind them that without the hunters, without us protecting these animals, spending our money to preserve these animals, there would be no animals left for us to hunt or for them to complain about us hunting. Well guys, we want to thank y'all for watching the show today. Thank you for being with us. We try our best to bring you guys the real deal, what really happens. And we appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you watching us. And we'll be back next week to wrap up our time here at Avula Safaris. Now don't forget, we are a trophy whitetail outfitter in Ohio. We can probably still work you in this year. I know the time has come and it's getting late. But if you're interested in coming up and hunting with us, season runs all the way to 1st of February. Get in touch with us. We'll try to get you up here, try to get you on a nice trophy whitetail. And we'll try to film you and get you on TV. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.
Just look around for holes. Down there.
Hey, go to your right now. To your right. Okay, put your hand in. You'll feel it makes a small hole and it goes bigger.
I'll feel a hole.
You must feel sensitively.
Are you getting cold?
Yes. So, what is it like? Is it like a hole?
Yeah. Goes down like this.
Is there fish or not? Is there fish?
Okay. Before we
Is there fish?
there should be. Feel anything? The last time they caught the bobble was 1920.
1920.